My journey is integrated with technology. As technology has continued to transform and disrupt, I have continued to lean in, and I've continued to learn, and I've continued to evolve. I came to this country about, 2 decades ago for my master's in computer science. And the goal was, how can I be a better developer, a better programmer, and build better applications? A few years into my journey, the question shifted. It was, how is the software that I'm building offering value, driving value for the business? And that led me to my second part in my journey as a product leader, as a product manager. I've built products for a startup, WeatherBug. Then I moved on to Marriott, where I touched every single part of the guest journey. And then next was AARP, where I helped them shift from project to product. When we think of project, we are basically thinking with a shorter term focus. What is the scope? What is the deliverable? What is the timeline? What's the budget? But when we think of product, we are taking a long-term strategic view. What value am I driving for the business? What value I'm driving for the users? And what am I delivering and when? And so as I continue to build products, digital products, what I learned was that best products, the products that stick with the customers, are those where we really lean in on customer needs. And so I started to learn more about customers and the focus on how do we learn more about our customers. And that's what took me to design. I joined Capital One, where I led the design team, and I continued to learn about research and customers and testing and building and growing with customers. And then my most recent part of my journey, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a small consulting company, Julius. I'm part of a small business. And the focus of the business is build what matters. It's something that's very close to my heart. It's build what matters, drives value for the business and the customer, and do it simply and efficiently. Especially in today's stage when tech just continues to grow and building applications have become so complex, I think it's back to how can we be simple and how can we be efficient.
Awesome.
I am exhilarated to see women in every single space within technology. Whether it's audit or cybersecurity or design or just programming or data, it is just such a pleasure to see women show up in every space. However, there still remains a lot more to be done. In my recent leadership roles, I've had women come up to me and say, it was basically one question, which was, how can our voices be heard in rooms where we are not represented, where we are a minority? And my advice to them was always, go back to your skills, build your skills, become subject matter experts in your space, and use that voice, speak up, share. And it is, as you share, also lift others around you. So that is what drives me, what gets me really excited about women is the potential for impact and how I think we have to continue to learn, share, and lift others around us. That's a tough question. And it's a tough question because technology continues to disrupt. And when I look back at my journey of almost 2 decades, 2000s, it was, internet, mid-2000, it was the smartphone. And then it became about changing behavior. How are we changing customer behavior from physical to, digital spaces? And then it was data, because now we have moved customers to the internet. We can track every part where they are. We are collecting data, which brings us to today. There is ML and AI, which is totally the start of another disruptive phase in technology. And so if the question is, what do we do? How do we focus on? I think my thing keeps going back to, you will have to continue to learn in order to stay relevant. We will have to continue to learn to stay relevant, because when we stop focusing on our skills and learning, and not just focusing on like our subject matter expertise, but also looking left and right to see how we can work better with other parts of the journeys and disciplines, I think that's where we can learn and continue to thrive. So that is, I think, my recommendation, my suggestion, my advice to all of us is to lean in, to learn, and to implement. I see conferences like this as an opportunity for us as women to invest in ourselves. As women, I think we focus on everyone else, but I feel at this point, we need to be selfish and say, what do I need? It is leaving our workplaces, things that we do day in, day out, coming out, investing in your learning, investing in meeting other women, other people, having conversations, taking what you learn back and implementing what you learn in your skills. Because in the end, it's about two things: raising your voice. In order to raise your voice in rooms, we need to be subject matter experts. We have to lift others. And so what better place than coming to conferences? The analogy I use is, if you're an athlete, you continue to train, you continue to build your skill, right? And so similarly, if you keep that analogy in mind as a professional, as an expert in tech, continue to learn, continue to come out, learn, meet, network, and continue to grow.